Some of us was born into it, and some of us just didn't know nothing else but the bang. Episode of Grape Street TV, we gonna jump into why we bang. Some people live it, some people was born into it, and some people just was on the outside looking in, so they ain't really got a true factor of why we bang, straight up. Before we kick this episode off, make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe button if you ain't hit that yet, so I can pop up on your timeline like the chicken pox. Boop, 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 boop. You already know the deal with me, man. Listen. So with that right there being said, we gonna kick this episode off and we gonna start in the 90s. Cause that's when I came up and that's when I was really living this life. And my childhood friends had jumped in this life right along with me, straight up. On my behalf, I was born into it, family from both sides, from south side and east side, my Mexican side and my black side. So I was actually born into it with no choice, with parents that was participating in these type of gang activities. Also, other people that was caught up in the wave with me, far as growing up in the community, and you had parents that bang older brothers, cousins, and uncles, aunties, and close associates. Even your neighbors most likely was participating in gang activity. So yeah, a lot of us had no choice. We were just born into it. It naturally came with us as we grew up. And you also have the people that, grew up in the community, didn't have too much family. And, they might have got bullied for a while, got pushed around, and no father in the house. So they chose to jump off the porch and get protected by the people who they thought that was going to protect them, because back in the days, gang banging and gangs was like being involved in a family. It's nothing like today. And a lot of people was also forced into the gang culture, by making wrong choices, want to hang out and beat people up with the gang bangers and hang around for too long. And sometimes we get bored and we just end up walking around looking for people and more people to add to the collection of the gang. Like, so people just get courted in, And some guys grow up and, maybe their father got killed in the gang culture, their brother, somebody close to them. And some people grow up and they want to avenge the death of their father or, their brothers, and they grow this hate for these certain people that done their family some type of harm, straight up. Then you also have those that was picked on from the side of the city they lived on. So they go out, they get harassed, they get jumped, they get jacked. So they're forced to join the gang. So they like, I might as well be from over here anyway. They gonna treat me like that anyway. And it also includes that we go around with nothing to do. So, like back in my time, we had nothing to do. Nobody was playing video games. It wasn't no internet. We walked around looking to get in some type of trouble for the thrill. Far as we had was going swimming. And going swimming was still dangerous because we still ended up running into gangbangers that we didn't get along with. And, here comes the fist fights and here comes the shots right after it, straight up. Then you also had the dudes that went to, some type of ghetto junior high, went to school in the hood, and they want to hang out and it seemed cool with them. So they like follower type dudes. Some people ain't got no guidance, so they end up joining the gang and end up finding out in the long run that they want to cut out for this. And a lot of people came from broken families where, they didn't have too many funds to live and do what everybody else was doing. You look out your window, you see these gangbangers making all this money, selling this dope, wearing the new tennis shoes and, fresh clothes, riding fresh bikes, driving fresh cars, and you want to be a part of it. And some people thought that they had to jump and join the gang so they could be part of that type of culture as far as having money. Some people just grew up like lowball in the suburbs and they end up, bumping down and moving to the hood. And, the hood get the best of them. They never seen things like that, so they end up joining the gang culture. And they didn't know it was going to turn out the way it turned out. Neither did I, and neither did a lot of my day ones that came up when we was doing it right, when everybody followed the G code and stuck to it. See, nowadays, the new generation will never understand what we talking about because gang culture is now based on the internet, YouTube, Instagram, gang pictures showing their guns and kicking over candles, doing all the disrespectful stuff. This new wave of gangbangers, which is the new generation, that was brought into the gang culture when the drug trade hit the gang culture hard. So a lot of them grew up doing drugs, straight using it. In our days, you got beat up and beat down for using it. This episode of Grape Street TV is coming to an end. All I'm gonna leave y'all with, don't gang bang. Gang bang culture is over. It's watered down. They on drugs. The gang culture is over. It's watered down. It's all drugged out, man.